Appreciate you. Just waiting on the guest to get joined up. But yeah, it's episode 33. I said the man that's gonna be joining up with us shortly. He's the owner of the clothing line of this shirt that I'm rocking right now. Super good quality, super nice, and he's doing big things with it down in LA. And I am, excited to link up with him. We go back, man. We've had some times, me and this guy, and and it's cool because we both kind of had similar patterns. We met back in Oklahoma, but we were both originally from Cali, and then now we're both back out here in Cali. He's more of a SoCal guy. I'm up here in the Bay, and but yeah, got this shirt off him, man. I couldn't be happier with it. Big fan of what this guy's doing, and I really appreciate him, giving us some time today, and we'll get him in here shortly. No sponsors this week, but if you are interested in sponsoring Dreadful Talk or Beefy Boys Breakdown, there are sponsorship slots available. We do still have some merch available, but in select sizes, and shout out to y'all for that. A lot of the sizes are bought out, so appreciate all the support for real. Been very clutch, and yeah, man, we're gonna get to it here shortly. At least I sure hope so. I do apologize, my badass eyes, and I'm a little far back from the screen, so it's hard for me to sometimes read all the messages that come in without getting my limping ass up. But like I said, I do appreciate everybody tuning in, and hopefully I'll get with the boys soon. Hopefully he comes on soon, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. Either way, and if not, I've been a busy man lately. I did a Beefy Boys this morning. Oh shit, there's my guy. Let's get it.
Brother.
Hey, hell yeah, fam. Hey, man, I appreciate you, my guy. You mind turning that phone sideways?
No problem.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you rocking. That's that new hoodie you just dropped, huh?
Yeah, this is a new release I got on right now.
Hell yeah, I'm rocking the red, man. My guy has the prompt shipping, and man, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, man, because I know you as Louie, but I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to introduce your brand, and I really appreciate you joining us for episode 33 of Dreadful Talk, my guy. For real, I really appreciate it.
33, man. I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Yeah.
I'm Louie. My name is Lavelle Lewis, or Louie. My friends call me Louie. I'm from California, San Bernardino. Me and Dom met in Oklahoma. I got a clothing line called Forever Young. This is our first logo in Arabic. We chose Arabic because they say it's the first language. We decided to put it in
the first edition.
The original language.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's cool because, man, that was definitely one of my biggest questions, and you already answered it. Because, like, this logo off the jump, it stands out because it does look so foreign. And I'll be real. Maybe I didn't know what exactly language it was or whatever. But that was definitely one of the questions I had, man. I was like, because I loved it, and it does stand out, and it just catches your eye, which was, I thought, brilliant, on your end. And but yeah, cool. That was definitely something I wanted to ask you ever since I've first seen these shirts, man. But yeah, man, you've been at it for a minute now, and that's one of the main things that I respect and admire about what it is that you're doing. And it's no knock on anybody, I know it's hard, like starting up something from scratch and then sustaining it over a long period of time is not easy. And and I know that. And so, and yeah, man, just your longevity and your consistency is something that I, aspire to myself. Like, that's one of my favorite things about Dreadful Talk is just coming faithful every week. And yeah, man, so you really been consistent with it. You've been at it for a minute. How long have you been at it with the Forever Young?
Now it's been like a total of 7 or 8 months. I actually first started like when I first ever put the logo. I don't know if you noticed. We've been Instagram friends for like a long time, but I always had the Arabic. I always had Forever Young in my bio
Yeah.
because everybody used to call me Young Louis and Young Heavy or whatnot. So like when
Yeah.
I felt like when I had reached the peak, I had dropped the young. You know what I mean? And I wasn't a young man no more. So I was like, I'm gonna just go by Louis.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. And we got a little rough whenever Jeezy was out there like 38, still with the young on that. No, I feel you. That was I admire that move, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
man.
that's where I came up with the Forever Young concept. Like that's, you know what I mean? I still want to be young forever. I still want to, you know what I'm saying?
No, and
Want
that's
to.
something people relate to. Actually, man. So I was having a conversation the other day with a guy in his 60s. You know, I ain't gonna say his name, but a good friend of mine. He's in his 60s, in front of the family, and he was telling me, he was just like, man, it's crazy. Like I'm 60, whatever, 63 or whatever it is. But he's like, I don't feel like it. Like it's weird. Like he's like, I still, feel young. He's like, but then he starts talking about all the problems with his body and everything. And so,
Right.
but I feel the same way, man.
Way, exactly. And now we're not even 30 yet, and we know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Your body's already breaking down. We get it. So,
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely feel
yeah.
all them, football scrimmages and everything, man. But yeah, man, it's cool because I was saying how we kind of had a similar like trajectory. I mean, obviously at different times.
I
Well,
swear I was just saying that, man.
yeah, and I love it, man, because not that many people can relate, but I feel like our trajectory. We both were born in California, both found ourselves in Norman, Oklahoma for a period of time, and then now we're both back out on the West Coast, man. You're down there in SoCal, I'm up here in the Bay, and yeah, just say I know from experience how it ain't easy, and it does take guts, and you kind of just got to run with certain opportunities when they come.
Right.
And I just, yeah, it's a pleasure speaking with another man who understands that journey, and I know you
That
just.
journey, yeah, right. That's wild. Yeah, I was just talking about that, and I swear it's beautiful that we both been able to get back home and doing what we, something creative, something artistic, and the land of art. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, something crazy, bro. I'm living on the same block that my family's been living on out here in San Jose since like the 1960s, man. And it, it, it
that's wild.
it's a real feeling of like kind of making the pilgrimage back home to like my roots for real. Yeah, it's cool. So what year did you find yourself back out in Cali, man?
Really, I came back out once the coronavirus happened. I was just like, everybody was just on a standstill, and I was just like not sick. It was not, after a couple months, stuff wasn't really going anywhere. I mean, people are sick. Not to say it's not going anywhere, but people are sick. But for as far as us who don't have a history of any other problems or any,
No, yeah, I get
taking
what you're
home very
saying,
humble.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah, so
you're a healthy guy. You're a healthy guy.
right, I'm
Yeah.
healthy guy. I was able to, luckily, and by God's grace, able to get out here and just push, with my back against the wall, and just the world almost over. It seemed like,
Yeah, bro, for real. I can't imagine making that transition during this time because I remember
man,
my first 9 months. Now I came out here back in 2016, and I've been holding it down out here for some years now. But man, I came out here and man, I remember my first 9 months were like turbulent. So I couldn't imagine my first 9 months being in Corona time, man. But that's dope, man. How are you liking it down there in LA?
it's beautiful, man. It's been amazing to me. I actually went back and I spent a month in Oklahoma for November, December, the end of November, end of December. And I came back at
Yeah,
the
it
end
was
of December right
cold as
before
shit,
Christmas.
huh?
And it was cold. It was Oklahoma. But it was good times. So,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, we got our people there.
Yeah,
And
definitely, man.
just it's beautiful once you've been away from Oklahoma also. You know what I'm saying? The landscape, and I'm a nature person, so
Yeah.
I love it all. You know what I mean? I take it in. And
Yeah, yeah,
What's up?
definitely, man. That's good. You know something crazy, bro, and it ain't nothing like really like personal or nothing. It just hasn't worked out that way. But I haven't been back since I left. I haven't been
Right.
back
I'm like,
once.
he's been soaking in that California stuff
Yeah,
the moment
man.
he
Yeah,
left.
but you know what it is, bro? I swear I'm just too logical of a person because it's not cheap to fly to Oklahoma because not a lot of people are going there. And so the
Right.
ticket
It's not
prices be
international.
expensive as fuck. And you can like it'll be like Oklahoma $800 or you can go to Miami for like 325 and I'm like, man, that's a tough choice to make of just like yeah, like paying extra I don't know. And I was looking, I was like, damn, I could like fly to like Thailand for the same price I could fly to Oklahoma for. But it's nothing
Right.
personal. It's just it hasn't aligned, and it's cool because like I've been actually really lucky to where a lot of people wanted to come visit me out here in the Bay. Like my mom has been out I don't know how many times, and
I'm
like
coming to visit you, man. I'm coming to see you.
yeah,
I'm on
yeah.
my way.
Please, yeah, no, definitely. It's a short drive up because Rodney's down there in LA and he came up and then that's actually the only time I've ever really spent time in LA was I think it's been about a year or so now, but I went down there and spent some time with Rodney down there in LA and did the LA thing, man, and it was cool because like I don't know. LA's wild, and I'm sure you know this. Spending time there, but it's just like everywhere you go, you've like seen it before, even if you've never seen it before. So like I just like
It's
felt like
all
I was like,
historical.
yeah, I was just having like deja vu the whole time, but it wasn't actually deja vu. But you've seen it on some show or movie at some point in your life. It's like I don't know where I know this from, but like I've walked down the street before. But no, definitely, man. That's dope, man. Yeah, and LA, what seems to be dope about LA that not a lot of places can compare to is just that everybody is like I don't want to say working an angle, but like everybody is trying to pop something up, is like trying to get something off the ground. Like it's not a stagnant place. Like it's always
No, not
yeah.
at all. This is like the home of mom and pop shops. This is like the home of pop up shops and people getting out there and getting it out the mud. So LA is the right field to be in, the right place for a lot of people. Like Rodney, he came out here and it seems like he's never been back. I know he's been back to see his people, but it seems like he's not going anywhere.
No,
So
no, he's doing great, man. He's doing great, and I love to see it. And like that, and you're included in this, but like I just love seeing people like a go for it, like a take the risk, and then b like just running with it, and like seeing success come upon them, and it's one of my favorite things. And those are the type of people I like having on my podcast. And then you definitely fall in that category because, like I said, I've seen what you've been doing with the brand and the shirts and just and kind of just ripping and running it seems and I respect the hell out of that, man. I really do because I know it ain't easy and you put yourself out there like so
right.
many people just and that's fine, the life ain't for everybody, but just even the simple step of just putting yourself out there,
It's
exposing yourself
hard,
to
so
risk.
hard for people. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm not too willing to put myself just in any box or situation. So there's no shame to those people. But yeah, you definitely if something is eating you up and you like it and you think that other people might like it, you should push for it. Because a lot of people I've ran into, so I honestly haven't ran into too many people who didn't want it. Like I haven't ran into anyone. I don't think.
Well, nothing's
So
worse than being in like a room full of people, like say you smoking or whatever the case may be, and like it's like a room full of people sitting around saying like what somebody else should do. Like, oh man, it would be dope if somebody did this, or it would be dope. Like motherfucker, that's called an idea. Like that's
I
called.
right. Right, yeah.
Yeah,
So I always used to tell my friends that make music. I still tell my friends that make music. Like if you like my best thing is like people love visual things. Like people want to see what's going on. So give them that. Like make a video, make a visual something for them so they can see it. Because if not, or they can hear it. People like to hear music too. But if you give them a video, you're more than likely gonna get a couple more clicks. So
And
That's
that's
my
why
advice to do.
that's why I'm big on the video podcast. Like a lot of podcasters do only audio, and like there's like a market for that. But I'm real big on doing the video because like I know every time if I'm listening to something and I hear a voice and I can't put a face with that voice, it like drives me nuts. I'm like playing games in my head, like what does this motherfucker look like? And then you end up being
Right.
wrong as shit. Like you like put together an image of somebody completely different, man. But man, so like I don't know if you've noticed this, bro, but like, and I'm gonna kind of put on for Oklahoma real quick. Like if you, I feel like I have a different type of like grind and work ethic than people that spent their whole life out here in Cali. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the time in Oklahoma really taught me something, a kind of a work ethic. And like I'm just noticing if you feel the same way. Like, what was your biggest takeaway from your time in Oklahoma?
I think that actually, because I've done a lot. I think more than probably a lot of people going back and forth. So I'm gonna say like just a change of environment, a change of scene, literally will give you a push. It will give you, like a feeling of a new start. So I think that plus, like being in a place like this where people don't slow down, they don't sit down, they don't wait for you to turn, they honk at you. You're going to get, a
Yeah.
sense of hopefully
Little pep
you're
in
the
your
type of
step.
person to end up on top and not, be lagging. But I think also why I say that is because I left here and went to Oklahoma and felt that way.
Okay.
Like, damn, am I the only person
Yeah.
in Oklahoma? But it's just like I think that like especially going from California to a place in Oklahoma where there's a now hiring sign on every corner. There's that you can get a job, you can go to work, the opportunity is there. So I think like then you see people lagging, not actually giving a fuck about the opportunities that Oklahoma has to offer,
Yeah,
and they're like,
I think
damn.
it's like a chicken and the egg thing because it's like everything's cheap out there. So it doesn't take a lot of effort to just like keep your head above water. And for some
Right.
people, like that's cool. Like I got to play. Like I got my boxes checked, motherfucker. It's time to chill. You know what I'm saying? And like, and it's
Bro, you're
crazy.
right. I just said that not too long ago. That's totally right. Oklahoma could be great for some people,
Yeah.
but you could end up like a chicken egg type thing where you just right above it. You're not getting
Yeah, because
in the
it's
flow.
easy to survive there. Like where I'm
Right.
at, bro, in the Bay Area, and I mean I'm sure you relate down there in LA, but it's not necessarily the easiest place to get by, and it does just
Not,
like you don't find really nobody like you said sitting around. Like everybody, like people here have 2 3 jobs, and just like everybody's it is a grind, and but it's a I don't know. It's different out here too because it's like a lot of these people. It's like there's certain jobs you can have. We've all had them. Like I don't know. I know I have. Where like you have a job, but you ain't really doing shit all day. So it's like there's people that have like 3 jobs and still don't know how to work, or like still don't know, are still are like an
right.
unmotivated person. And like, and I'm not saying like it's no knock. I just like I've noticed that it's like a different type of work ethic. And like I said, I feel like my time in Oklahoma taught me a little bit more about just like effort, like an effort level. But for sure, man. And man, something else I noticed. The first thing I noticed whenever I took my shirt out of the package, which it came right on time, my guy. I appreciate the quick shipping. Place your orders, man. The shit comes fast. But man, what I noticed is and I just recently got a bunch of shirts made myself. But how I knew your shit was legit is the actual tag itself says Forever Young. Now, not a lot of people can say that about their shit, and like I don't know, because I can't say that about my shit. My shit don't say Dreadful Talk on the back. Yeah, it's just like the T-shirt brand. And so what I'm saying is, hey, much respect on that, and just like
Appreciate
what I'm leading to is you seem to really put an emphasis on quality. Like you didn't just randomly just go find the first T-shirt website to get your shit printed up. It seems like you're really putting effort into making a quality product.
Right. Yeah, I tried to take it there, and thankful. Honestly, I had a couple friends who was just advising me a lot of stuff, and I listened to a lot of people. On top of, I've always thought that I was like I always thought that I could make fashion, I could be a plus in fashion. So I just like never, never could give anybody a bad quality shirt. I think that is the first part of, quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that, and I know from somebody like I said, I paid cash for a bunch of T-shirts being made. I know it didn't come cheap to you, man. So you put your money where your mouth is, man. And I think that's a quality anybody can respect, because it's one thing if somebody just like I don't know, I'm real, like, words can be super hollow, and like somebody up here saying like, oh, this is good quality, as opposed to like somebody who takes the just make sure it's good quality. It's noticeable. It really is. It's a comfortable shirt, man. I'm gonna get me one of them jogging suits next. Them motherfuckers clean for real.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
like,
man.
what like how like what's your creative process on like design and shit? Like, I'm sure you just have like a gang of ideas. Like, how do you decide, like, like what comes out next? Like, what inspires you? Like, what's that process like of like coming out with like new lines?
Well, honestly, like, okay, so my first idea, just to put it out there, was just like an Egyptian theory, like theme to the whole brand.
Okay.
Because Forever Young, they used to want to live forever. They thought that they could come back and live again. So I just like wanted to kind of, bring that into the whole
No,
situation
yeah.
because of the Arabic writing, I guess, is what influenced me. I don't know, or just
No,
being
it's a
infatuated
thing.
with the Egyptian lifestyle.
Yeah, well, you're
I,
talking to a guy with a full Egyptian chess piece, so I'm just like, hell yeah, fool. I'm picking up what you're putting down, man. So I don't know, I'm all about that shit. So yeah, I'm definitely, that makes sense to me for sure.
so I wanted to start just throwing stuff out there, and then I backpedaled, and I was like, I want to start, and people accept what see how people felt about this logo, and then give them more pieces, just so people do know it will get better. You might get a pharaoh or a symbol or something on it soon, but also. When I started this, I'm not gonna say I did it all by myself or I had even the motivation by myself. My little cousin is like a very inspired person, and shout out to him because
Yeah, shout out to him.
shout outs to Quan because Quan pushed me uh, to start and to he didn't push me, but he just was a big plus. Like, bro, if you don't do something with it, I'm gonna do something with it. So
No, we all need those people in our lives, bro. Like, that shit
right,
can be like the biggest blessing in disguise of just that little spark. It's like
right.
that spark that lights the flame. I had a very similar moment, man. Like, I was looking back on old pictures, and like 3 weeks before I did my first podcast episode, Parker Blackburn, of all people, I don't know if you remember him, but Parker Blackburn, shout out to him. He left a comment on one of my like rants and was like, "You need to start a podcast." And I fucking did. I fucking did, man. And so I feel you, man. That spark that lights the flame can be everything. And shout out to those people.
Real shit, yeah. So I like when I started it, I made sure he was a part of everything and reaped all the benefits. He's gonna be big part of everything. So, uh, yeah, shout outs to
No,
Quan Johnson, because he's
man.
from LA too, and he's currently in Oklahoma,
Okay.
going through one of our missions.
Hell
He
yeah.
might be back soon. But yeah, Quan was a big part, and just I think the coronavirus and just like having that time during the coronavirus also to think for myself, and we had to sit in the house and we didn't have nothing to do, so I think that was like a part of it, and I just was like I'm gonna you know do something for myself for once. I used to make music, so
Yeah. Yeah. Believe it, hey, for everybody watching, once upon a time, it may still be floating around SoundCloud somewhere, but me and Louis had a song together, man. That we did, man. That shit was hard. But hey, man, no, man, I feel you, and I honestly, man, it's crazy how much of a similar story I have here with the podcast. Because yeah, the pandemic left us with extra time on our hands, and it kind of just like forced the issue. Like, for me, it it gave me a clarity that you don't get when you necessarily work in just like a 40-hour work week, or I don't know, just caught up in that rat race. And it's like it gave me just the clarity of like, well, you know, what do you want to spend your time doing? Like what kind of what interests you? What does success mean to you? Like it made me kind of question all these things. And I don't know. This is the answer I came up with. So I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb, but this is the best. This is the best I came up with. But no, it sounds like a very like brilliance can come out of those moments where it kind of like it pressed pause and just kind of like a reset, like a reshuffled the deck. I don't know. It kind of did the same thing for me.
Hell yeah, hell. Most definitely, it's like people in prison are some of the smartest people in the world.
They
So,
got time
they
to
got
come up
time
with
to.
ideas.
Right.
No, I never related to that ever, and I'm not obviously saying quarantine is like prison, but I'm just saying, yeah, that's a brilliant concept. And just because, like, I came up with some of the best ideas in my life. Like, I really feel like I figured shit out during this pandemic, and of course, you know, we never have it fully figured out. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like I like made progress in like certain areas of just like kind of like how I envision how I want things to be, and it's cool because yeah, just when you're caught up, you know, in that race and working, punching that clock, it is just it's hard to see the forest through the trees. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to you know, you lose track of the bigger picture. It's we've all fallen victim to it, you know, at one point or another.
Right, and that's another thing like that I'm happy about, like being able to do this with my life myself, because this is a big part of my life at this point, you know.
Yeah,
So it's just like I really became an entrepreneur. I really did something for myself, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So if people are like thinking about an idea or anything, any artistic way, you should do it, because that's something that you're going to be able to do for yourself outside of work, outside of, you know,
yeah,
uh,
man. Yeah,
your slave shift.
yeah, man. And man, like I know it totally. I always struggle with that. Like I always like because you know, I could hold down a job, like, but I just always remember feeling like that this ain't got nothing to do with me. Like I don't know. I felt like I was just like like I don't know. I didn't. I totally relate to what you're saying there. And man, I do got a question though. So like would like do you draw at all, or like do you have a person that like helps you like turn your ideas into something physical, or like do you do it on the computer, or like how do you go about that process?
So I mainly, honestly, I haven't put anything in the computer except for like the stuff that's on the t-shirts and a few other logos, but mainly it's either drawn out or it's just something that, you know, I'm taking my time with. Like I said, I wanted to do all these things, but I feel like it would, I didn't want to flood and, you know,
Yeah,
have too much, you know, going on. So I just wanted to take it slow, and that way people can adapt with me and, you know, see the change and see what it becomes, you know, with me. So,
yeah.
um,
You don't want
yeah, I
to.
think like the t-shirt plain like this is like was so beautiful to me. I just like that it just had the writing across like a champion shirt, or you know, a lot of other companies just have
It's
the writing
clean.
right across the shirt. So I just like that, and then I was like, more than anything, the company is not just about the logo. So that's another thing that I wanted to let people know. Like it is
Yeah,
forever young. So it's a mentality, it's a lifestyle, it's a, you know what I mean, it's a brand. It's not just the Arabic logo. Sorry, it
yeah,
is a beautiful logo, I think, but
yeah, yeah.
Forever Young is the company. So I just wanted to be able to give people also something to feel young forever, you know, for the elders who, you know, they want to feel good, they want to have that new drip, they want to have
Well,
that
man,
new sauce.
there's
This is
something
it.
there's something to that in California, man. Because like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but like when I first moved out here, I was like, you know, I was like 23. I was young. I was single, and like I would find myself like partying in a room full of like what I thought was like people my age, and then they would all be like, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking 38 or I'm 40, whatever," and it's like but like in Oklahoma, you would never find that. There's like a clear there's like a clear delineation of like young people shit and old people
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I would just find myself in the room full of people like we're all doing the same thing. We're all here for the same reason. But like I would be like the youngest one in the room. And like it is kind of like California does have kind of that forever young like energy to it. It's
Energy vibe.
different.
I guess that might be, but that's what was so crazy. Because like I said, I just made this based upon my name. That's where the Forever Young. If I had put that in my bio, and then I changed it to Arabic. And then I told my cousin like I wanted to put that on T-shirts, and he was telling me like, bro, that's dope. You should go for it. And because I had already had it in my Instagram bio for like 8 years or something crazy. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And then so like just the name. Okay, so when you read it in Arabic, they read from right to left.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it says young forever to them. So it's like a
It
double,
goes either way.
right? Either way you want to take it, it's young forever, forever young. So I just wanted to push that as a mentality, a lifestyle, and a way of life. Just
No,
people young.
it's crazy how like just one little idea or at one moment of time can like turn into so much more. Because like my Dreadful Talk concept was the same exact way, man. Like my first idea was actually to name it like Dreadful Thoughts instead of Dreadful Talk. It was going to be Dreadful Thoughts, and but then Dreadful Thoughts, I looked it up, and there's a podcast called Dreadful Thoughts, but it's like it's nothing like you would think. It's like about like Shakespeare or some fucking shit. Like it's like something super serious. Like it's like a serious ass, like really high end. Like it's weird. But then so I was like, damn, Dreadful Thoughts, so Dreadful Talk. And then like I didn't even ask him to. It was crazy. I was chilling, and one day my phone goes off, and I got a homie out. He's actually out in Boston, but he's like, we're essentially cousins. We all got them cousins that ain't blood related to us. You know, he's pretty much my cousin. And but he's out in Boston on the East Coast, and he's a musician and like a producer, engineer, all that. He's a super talented guy. I'm gonna have him on the podcast one of these days. But anyway, he. Well, he just sent me a text one day and it had the logo. He's like, "Oh, I was just bored, I was quarantining. I made this for you." And I was like, "Damn, this is the logo." So I feel you, bro. Like sometimes something just like starts with it's like a thread on a sweater. It starts with just one little tug, and then it ends up turning into much more, man. And it's cool.
Right.
Because some people just let them opportunities kind of run by, and so sometimes you got to run with it a little bit,
Right. I also wanted to take the concept of just Forever Young. I wanted to take that and just like turn it into, I could bring urban, like a lot of people right now have a lot of like clothing lines and urban fashion labels that they've been pushing like more than I think ever probably. So I just wanted to, collab with people also and bring that on and show people that I could, I know about that and just take the Young Forever, Forever Young name and, build that because, there's multi-million-dollar companies under this name as well. So just take that and show them that I could build this name and build this brand into something a lot further because I know about urban and other
Yeah, no,
fashion.
you've had a pleasure, and I feel very similarly. And tell me if you relate to this. Like we've been in like a lot of rooms that like sometimes that like not everybody is seeing both sides of the coin. Like I feel like we've both been in rooms that maybe not everybody gets to be in both rooms. I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just like that experience. And what I'm saying is, it gives you a versatile perspective, kind of like what you were saying. You know the urban stuff, but that's not like all you know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a wide versatile like audience range and so also, man, like when you look at it, like certain shit just like looks right, and it's kind of call it an it factor, call it like I don't know, it happens in sports. Like sometimes shit just catches the eye right, and this shit catches the eye right. Like Like whenever you see this shit, like it looks like some shit that's like already established. Like I don't know, I can't really put my finger on exactly what that is, but it just has that look that it's a thing, and
I
that's
appreciate that, man.
yeah, and that's what it is. And it's something we were talking about this a little bit off air, but it's like it's kind of like if you don't take yourself seriously or if you don't believe in yourself, then
No.
you how can you expect anybody else to, you know?
And my thing was like, I love clothes. I love fashion so much that it's like I never because I was making music. I guess I had never thought of too much into anything else outside of working and making music or schooling and making music. So after I transitioned into like laying off of that, I guess it gave me more time to think about other artistic ideas.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then I'm like, I would love to dip into fashion and see what I could do to that. So I would definitely want to give people like just like all type of stuff, like all type of designs. I don't want people to get too focused on the Arabic look because I want to give people like all type of different fashion for years. I want to be able to keep up with what's in style for the rest of, and I want the time I'm here, and hopefully the company can keep going after that. So
And that's what it's about, bro. That's what it's about. That it's about having that long-term vision because you don't want to get to a point where you're like, "Oh shit, I didn't think it would get this far." But it's like, no, I planned for these steps. No, I feel that, bro. And I that is the ultimate test, the longevity test. And I feel that way. That's like part of my whole strategy with the podcast is because like I've been criticized by certain people, I won't say no names, but I've been criticized for not like trying to like rush this process or like try to pump up my numbers or there's tricky shit you can do. And like I've been had some people say like I'm going about this like the wrong way. And I tend to disagree because I have the long term view in mind. Like I I want people that are like legit like fans of the podcast. Like, I don't want to just like people to subscribe for like no reason. Like I want people like I got people I'm subscribed to. It's like, oh, I look forward to this video coming out. So it's like I would rather just I have the long term view in mind as opposed to kind of just the quick hit success or just the short term vision, man. I like how you have that long term vision in mind. And speaking in long term vision in mind, like what are some goals you have for the upcoming year? For yourself and for the brand, and like how do you envision this next year going?
well, I honestly just like I feel like I'm in a place where like LA is such a like an open field with opportunities of being able to do so many things. So like I just want to be able to really put the shirt on everybody's back in the world, and and then from there, of course, just make new designs and give people something to look at, something to focus on, because I think it is beautiful. And like I said, it's not just going to be the Arabic logo. You're going to get so
Yeah.
much more. So, and
And
not
that's what
just
I can't wait for that shit, bro. You got me excited. I'm looking forward to that next progression. Because like I approach the podcast the same way. It's like I'm always looking for like every time I edit an episode, every time I do one live, every time I post one to YouTube, I'm always trying to find ways to improve and it's crazy, bro, because you don't necessarily see it in the short term. But like for me, if I go back and watch an episode from like 20 episodes ago, I'm like, damn, I've came a long way. That's just such a beautiful part of the process of just improving something that's already good, but then just chiseling away at it, fine tuning it. That's part of the
right.
process to fall in love with.
It's kind of like music. It's like
Yeah,
trying to get in a better studio, trying to get
yeah. Oh shit. Oh, there you go. But no, you're good, bro. But yeah, no, just like the people are the best at what they do. Never stop trying to get good at what they do. Like you know what I mean? Hmm. Oh shit. You good, fam?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh no, it's all good. And hey man, honestly, that is all the pretty much all the questions. You don't want to go ahead and wrap this up, or you got things to do?
Yeah, I gotta run soon. Yeah, I appreciate you for bringing me on, though,
Yeah.
brother.
No. It is all good, bro. I appreciate you for spending some time for real. I really am a fan of what you're doing, like dead ass, all podcasts and all everything aside. Like I've been watching from afar, and I just am rooting, like cheering hard for you. I'm a big fan of the product. I'm a big fan of
That's
what you're
love.
doing, man. And like I said, I wanted to help use my platform to elevate a man such as yourself and get the word out there about Forever Young. I'm telling you, it's super nice and super dope, and more is coming down the line. Hit up my man. Go ahead and give out your Instagram real quick, and let people know where they can order a shirt, bro.
My Instagram is CEO Forever Young. Y'all can order a shirt through me right now. I'm working on the website and building all that. So just hit me up and I'll get it straight to you. We
Yeah.
get it to you within 3 to 5 days.
3 days.
You know.
I got mine in 3 days. Man. That shit came fast, man. But yeah, it's a quality product and quality customer service, man. And I'm looking forward to what comes next, my guy. Like I said, I really appreciate your time. And this is episode Dreadful Talk 33, and I really appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to see what's coming next from you, bro.
Man, that's much love, brother. I appreciate you. And like I said, y'all, Dom told y'all I did it. This is beautiful quality. I'm gonna make sure it's all taken care of, and it's gonna be great business. Dom, I appreciate you so much. That is much love for coming on the podcast and just supporting the brother.
Yeah,
So
Forever Young, y'all. Yeah, no problem, man. I
yes,
appreciate
yes,
you. Like I
yes.
said, I'm a fan of what you're doing, man. You have a good night, my bro. I appreciate you, man.
You too, brother. Good night, man.
Good night.